All right, what's going on, YouTube? Cloverbells here, back with another Series 11 collaboration showcase, and we've got Preston, aka SnoozeVGC, on the channel. Preston, thanks again for joining us here today. Would you like to tell us a little bit about yourself and your VGC background?
Absolutely. So I'm Preston Clark. Other people might know me as Snooze or SnoozeVGC. That's my Twitter. And I've been playing VGC since 2012. And then I started going to tournaments pretty regularly around the end of 2016. And most people probably know me from my most notable accomplishment, which was I won the 2017 Utah Regional all those years ago. I played in a couple more tournaments after that, and then I kind of laid a little bit low. I had a family and I got married, so Pokemon became kind of a side hustle, I would say. But I still go to my locals and I still enjoy playing the game. I play every season and every series, and I just love playing VGC. It's always so much fun.
All right, so we got a few accolades to the name over here. And so, Preston, what do you have for us today without revealing too much of the team?
Okay, so I got a really fun Riolu and Ice Rider team. Obviously, I think everybody who sees Riolu kind of knows that it's like the coaching. You know, that's kind of its claim to fame is its coaching, and so I wanted to implement a Trick Room team with it, obviously, because Calyrex isn't that fast, and there's a lot of things like Zacian that can be a threat for it. So it's a Trick Room team with a little bit of a kind of a hybrid, like quicker portion of the team to try to take care of some of the weaknesses that Calyrex can't really deal with.
All right, so I can't wait to try it out. So, ladies and gentlemen, you know how this goes. Preston's going to call all the shots. I'm just going to click all the shiny buttons. So without wasting any further time, let's just go straight into the ranked battles. Okay, it is Zacian with Raichu.
Okay, so with a team like this, obviously, I don't want to lead Calyrex because they have Intimidate, Fake Out in 3 different Pokemon, Zacian, and a Fire type and a Dark type. Mm-hmm. So this is where the other kind of mode comes in. So I usually, in this scenario with how many fake outs there is, I'll usually lead Mimikyu and Amoongus. And my plan is to set up Trick Room, because under Trick Room, Torkoal and Calyrex can sweep his entire team. So then we'll do Calyrex and Torkoal in the back. Yeah,
this would have been my 4 as well. Sorry, Riolu, we'll find another game for you.
You know, sometimes you can't bring Riolu, and sometimes you can't bring Entei, unfortunately. I'd love to bring Riolu every game, but you just can't.
Yeah. Again, he's got 3 fake out users, but thankfully we have a ghost type on the team.
Right.
Yep.
And so there's like dark types, ghost types have always been a little bit of an issue for Calyrex. And so that's when I ended up putting Mimikyu on the team to try to help deal with all these Pokemon.
Raichu Moltres is the lead, Preston.
Okay, so I'm not really too worried about, and the Moltres probably has safety goggles. I feel like they either have weakness policy or safety goggles, but if he's leading it into this, he might have safety goggles. But what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to protect the actually let's Rage Powder.
Okay.
And let's just Trick Room, because if Mimikyu goes down, then that gives me a free switch into one of my other Pokemon, and that's fine. And
Shadow Claw.
Trick Room.
Got Shadow Claw here. Cool.
I have Shadow Claw. Yeah.
All right, there's the Rage Powder. No max from the Moltres. All right. There's a Volt Switch. Okay. Right. Yeet.
And that's the reason why I ended up Rage Powdering instead of protecting was I was afraid he might try to break my disguise and then try to get some sort of cheeky crit or KO or whatever it is with.
There's the Incin. All right, is this a nasty plot from the Moltres? Is he feeling greedy? We're about to find out. Or does he just click the Fire Wrath? There it is. He's greedy. Nasty plot.
Okay.
That's a scary bird now.
That's scary bird. That's fine. So we got our Trick Room up, and he has his Incineroar. So what he has to do is he has to fake out the Amoongus. So I would probably, at this point, just protect the Amoongus and go for a Play Rough on the Moltres to see if it's weakness policy, because then I can Spore it next turn.
Okay. Let's give it a go. Let's see if it is weakness policy. No max yet. Okay. He's holding on to it. All right. There's the fake out, as you said, into the Amoongus, which we did protect. And he just goes for the Fiery Wrath, so he'll break the Mimikyu disguise. All right. But we'll give him the Play Rough. And we'll see if there is a weakness policy or not. Oh, right. If we don't flinch. Okay. Mimikyu, don't flinch. God dang it.
Okay, that's fine. So now, since we don't know, we kind of have to make a call. I think we just have to Spore the Moltres.
Okay.
And we could actually... It is a little risky, but I almost want to switch into Calyrex for Mimikyu.
Okay, now, do we take a +2 Fiery Wrath?
We could. I have a little bit of special defense investment on the Calyrex, but the thing is I'm wasting my Trick Room right now because I don't have anything, so I have to make a move here. I didn't get to reveal the item, unfortunately. That would have changed my decision, but I kind of have to go on faith right now.
Yes. We're going to say the Incin is the safety goggles, and the Moltres is something else.
Yeah.
Or Life Orb. The Moltres protects. Okay.
So does he Parting Shot or does he Flare Blitz?
Let's see it. It is going to be a Parting Shot. And he picked the Calyrex lot.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, back to Nico.
So he's probably going to bring out Raichu.
And
he's wanting to keeping these fake outs the way they are. But I don't know if he'll fake out, honestly. So I think we probably Spore and Dynamax into the Moltres slot. Because I could see him switching out Raichu, just hard switching back into Incineroar to get another Intimidate, thinking that I'm going to be passive with it. So I'm going to take the aggressive route, and I'm just going to Dynamax and go for a Max Ice and a Spore.
Wow. All right. So Max Ice is going to be the play. All right. And we're going to hope to Jesus that a -2 Calyrex. Oh, he stays in.
Okay. And he doesn't... We'll see if he Dynamaxed.
Yes, we will. And we will also reveal the item. Is it, in fact, goggles?
We'll find out.
The $1 million question. All right. First, we have to answer the baby question. Does he max? Or does he just fake out the Amoongus?
No, it looks like
he's maxing. Okay. We got our first answer. All right. Now, the thing is, Preston, should we survive, and if it's goggles, we'll get him to Berserk. That ain't good.
No, that's not good.
But we'll see.
I'm kind of in a hard spot. I really wanted to reveal the item so I knew what I was dealing with.
There's the fake out.
Unfortunately, I flinched, and so I just don't know.
All right. There's the Hailstorm. All right, how much is this doing at -1? Onto a Moltres.
I think it's going to do at least 75%.
Ooh. Well, it did about 60. 65.
65.
All right. Now, if there was a sash on the Raichu, it is broken. And it is, in fact, weakness policy.
It is weakness policy.
So this bird is now +5.
So we are going to die.
And there it is, the max darkness. Will Calyrex survive?
No.
No, it does not.
Okay, this is fine. We did lose our max, but we found out the item. He's going to protect next turn. And we broke a potential sash on the Raichu with the hail.
There is a Zacian in the back.
There is, but we also have our Torkoal. So I'm honestly not scared of Zacian if we still have Torkoal and the disguise on Mimikyu. So send in Torkoal.
Okay.
And how many turns of Trick Room do we have left after this? Is this our last turn?
Let me take a look at that. All right, he could even swap an Incin just to take the Eruption, but let's see. Right. This is our last turn, actually.
Okay, so he's going to protect the Moltres. So Spore into the Raichu slot.
Okay.
Because an Eruption, I think, can still take out the Moltres.
Okay. Oh, we're Charcoal, right?
Yeah.
All right, we're Charcoal 252. Does he protect the Moltres? He does.
That's fine.
All right. And there's the Spore.
Okay, so he didn't switch. He's just gonna take the.
Yep.
He's just gonna take it.
All right, so we'll take the Raichu. And the Moltres will have one more turn of max.
Right.
But now the Trick Room is over. So now he has the option to bring in the Incin or the Zacian. Which one do you think he brings in?
I think he brings in Incin. I don't think he brings in Zacian here.
There it is.
He wants to fake out the Spore. So let's see. So I think what we can do is we can switch out Amoongus for Mimikyu.
Okay.
And then obviously I think we have to protect the Torkoal.
I think we do.
So go ahead and protect the Torkoal. Because I don't think there's any reason that he tries to make some sort of like, does he protect, does he not protect call. It's just safe to fake out and max whatever because he's such high special. Oh, we're not disguised. Crap. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, we did take a little bit of chip. But he did go for the fake out. And he went into the Torkoal.
Oh, he went into the Torkoal. So does he max Airstream? He does. Okay. That was a good play. That was a good play on his end.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's the game there.
Yes.
I think that's the game because if we had played, if I had made a different call, I would have switched out the Torkoal for the Mimikyu and protected the Amoongus, and then I could have Spored and Trick Roomed again. But I didn't think he was going to make that play, so that was a good play for him.
All right.
Now he can just
Fiery Wrath.
Fiery Wrath us to death. So, what do we do? I think our only out is to try to Spore the Amoongus, Spore the Moltres, and to get a double protect. I don't think it'll matter. I think Amoongus dies either way, but we gotta try.
Mm-hmm. I think we do. All right. The Moltres protects.
The Moltres protects this guy. He's so good.
Yep. Our protect didn't go through. All right, and there's the Flare Blitz. That's going into the Amoongus, so he's playing it safe.
He played it very safe. I would have played it a little. I would have just started firing, wrathing everything.
Yep.
So, but very well played for him. He played very well.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and concede this one. All right, there it is. Good job to Nico, flinching our Mimikyu.
I know. If I had known it, like I needed to know the item, obviously, but he rotated his fake outs really well that whole game. To just make it so my Amoongus couldn't do anything.
It is the mirror matchup with a Jellicent and Ferrothorn. Oh boy, and there's a Primarina.
Yeah, and a Primarina. So this guy is also he went Trick Room as well. So for this team actually. I'm going to go. I think Entei actually might be a good lead. So,
as a lead? Oh, what makes you say that?
Lead, so Entei, so his team is all Trick Room, and I don't see him like. I just like Calyrex doesn't do very good versus Torkoal. Doesn't do very good versus Ferrothorn. That's if they Dynamax, right? I'm always thinking about Dynamax. If they don't Dynamax, then Calyrex could hold his own. And if he sets up Trick Room, then my own Torkoal can do something. And so I almost want to go like... I almost want to do Entei Calyrex.
Okay.
With Amoongus.
Okay.
And my own Torkoal.
All right. So once again, we're going to leave the Riolu on the bench.
Yep.
We'll
bring him. We'll bring him. Don't worry. He has a role to play. I just have to. It's just like that's the thing about a team is that when you can't bring one strategy or one mode, you got to try to use your other ones.
That's right. All right. Does Alphonse lead the Porygon too? Primarina and Jellicent. Oh, double water.
Yeah.
That's not good for our Entei.
So what I'm wanting to do here is so he could Will-O-Wisp. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to Trick Room, and I might just let Entei die.
Dang, all that work for bringing Entei. Okay.
So the reason why I'm thinking this is like, if I can trick room, and I can bring in my own Pokemon, I'm like my own Amoongus, I could just spore the rest of his team.
All right, but real quick, can I just click something?
Yeah, so go ahead and say, and like actually Dynamax the Entei, Max Quake, and just Glacial Lance.
No, that's not gonna work. You gotta tell me a little bit quicker than that. So I just went for E-Speed, and I am gonna go for Trick Room here. That did a lot.
I did do a lot.
Uh-oh, that's gonna hurt. Goodbye, Entei. Now, he could have reverse Trick Roomed. Did you actually want me to Dynamax the Entei?
Because I was thinking we could Dynamax and Max Quake, and I wasn't thinking he was going to Dynamax. And we could Max Quake, and then he would have a +1. He would have survived. Then we're boosting up the Calyrex, and then the Calyrex can just do whatever he wants to do. Okay,
now he did Strength Sap us, so our Calyrex is, again, at a minus here.
That's fine. So go to Amoongus.
Oh, okay. We'll do this thing. All right, here we go.
So go to Amoongus and Spore the Jellicent.
Okay.
And then Dynamax the Calyrex and Max Quake.
Okay, and what am I Max Quaking into?
Into the Primarina.
Okay. All right. I don't think that'll kill, but we can try.
No,
oh, he swapped.
I don't think it'll kill either.
Flying type? Oh, Ferrothorn. Okay.
That's fine.
All right, now the last thing we need is this Ferrothorn to set up. You do have a Torkoal, though.
I do have the Torkoal. That's why I'm like, if it does set up, then it sets up. But Torkoal could probably take it. I just got to try to weaken up these water types.
Okay, so did the Jellicent, and the Jellicent does not protect, so it takes a nap. All right, and now we get a free Quake boost. All right, into this Ferrothorn, which will do a little bit of damage. All right, that did nothing, but you know, we gotta spit that boost. Okay, so now what would you like to do?
So now I want to Max Quake into the Jellicent, and I'm thinking switching out Amoongus into Torkoal is probably a better bet, because then it threatens this Ferrothorn, which I assume will probably just Leech Seed or Iron Defense. So go ahead and weaken the Jellicent, weaken any sort of like water spouts it may use. Okay, so here we go. We're going to switch out the Amoongus, let it come out to play another day, bring in the Torkoal, get the Drought going, all right, and scare this Ferrothorn a little bit, and let's see it. And it goes for the Iron Defense. Well, that's not going to matter against Eruption Torkoal. Yeah, we just need this Jellicent to stay asleep for just one turn. All right, there's the Quake again. And then more Spit Def boost. All right, good, decent chip damage. We're not getting too much out of this Max here, but we're getting Spit Def boost. He has a lot of special attackers, and so boosting up. Oh, crap. Okay. Shadow Ball. Okay. Ow. Okay. He chipped our Torkoal. Yeah, so go ahead. So just Eruption and then Max Quake into the Jellicent again. Okay, we're going to force the Ferrothorn to protect, and we're going to hope that a Calyrex can pick up a kill here. If he doesn't Dynamax, I could see us getting it. You gotta love the one-turn sleep. Yeah, I really needed him to stay asleep for at least one more turn, because then that would have been ideal. No damage taken, and we would have been just fine. Alright, so he opts to switch the Ferrothorn, probably Primarina back in. Yep. Okay, we'll chip the Primarina a little bit more. And there's the Eruption. How much is this doing? Chip damage. Alright, now I would love a knockout onto the Jellicent. Can Calyrex do it? It's going to be close. It is going to be close. It does get it. Nice. Okay. It does pick up the kill. So now we're back to neutral. All that work to get back to neutral. But we're +3 special defense against Primarina, which I think is is really nice for me, at least. I'm a lot less afraid of its attacks being +3.
All right, and that means he has the Calyrex in the back, waiting. There it is.
There it is.
We have an Eruption.
We do. We have an Eruption. He has a Primarina.
All right. Before we
Primarina is very weak.
Yes. It could switch out to Ferrothorn here, but before I don't think it does because we have a Eruption, but
right.
We do have 1 turn left of Trick Room, by the way.
So
it's going to be an interesting speed tie if there is a speed tie.
Yeah. I think we still like he needs to get rid of the Torkoal. The Torkoal is my win right now. And so I see him dynamaxing the Calyrex, either protecting and just waiting until the Trick Room's done. I don't necessarily think that he's going to attack. So I might just switch out Torkoal to Amoongus and high horsepower the Primarina.
Holy cow. Okay. And high horse the Primarina?
Yeah.
No, I didn't get it off in time.
Oh, that's okay.
Once again, yeah, it's gonna click Trick Room.
I know, it's fine.
All right, so he does max. All right.
And if he maxes, he's gonna max Quake, unless he made a really good read here.
All right, so there's the big Calyrex. We're gonna forsake the Torkoal. I'm sorry, the Amoongus. If he did do it, oh, there's a Hyper Voice. Okay, now unfortunately we went for Trick Room, so we're gonna reverse it.
So
okay, ouch.
We take that. So what we're gonna do now is we're just gonna Rage Powder and Trick Room.
Okay, sure. It's Life Orb Calyrex.
Okay, that's good to know. Now it's not weakness policy. That's all. That's good to know.
That could have been free damage on the Primarina.
It would have been a KO on the Primarina. I'm pretty sure. So go ahead and just Rage Powder and Trick Room. We have to hope that we can get another Trick Room, because if we get another Trick Room, then I think we win the game, because the Eruptions and high horsepowers can take us home.
All right. Well, he was very determined, very quick with his decision in terms of what to do. There is another Quake that's going into the Amoongus. All right, and that means this Calyrex should be able to live whatever the Primarina is going to go for. All right, now the problem is he's getting all these Spadef boosts. I don't think Torkoal can pick up the kill anymore, and I didn't pay attention to the sun. I think it expires this turn. I'm not sure. I want to say yes, but here's the Moonblast. That shouldn't do much at all. Yep, that's fine. Again, that's also fine. All right, and there's our Trick Room. All right, now the problem here is the sun dead? Oh, that's unfortunate. Preston?
Yeah, I'm thinking.
All right, how many turns of sun?
Okay.
Actually, just one.
This is the last turn of sun.
Mm-hmm.
He has a couple special defense boosts. I think what we do is we protect the Torkoal.
Okay.
And high horsepower the Primarina.
I see. He has to get rid of the Torkoal, right?
Yeah, he's going to go for the Torkoal.
Okay.
There's no way he doesn't, because he has a Ferrothorn in the back, so he needs to get rid of it.
Okay, so here's the protect. We're going to try and let this Torkoal live. And we are going to pick up the Primarina. I think it does pick up.
Yeah, we got it.
So now it's interesting to know that in Trick Room, our Calyrex seems to be faster.
Well, his Calyrex was faster than his Primarina, which was crazier to me, honestly. I'm not quite sure.
Still did a lot.
That did a lot. But we only need one Heat Wave to take out the Ferrothorn.
Yes. And our Calyrex is +1.
Yeah, and I think a Heat Wave and a high horsepower into his Calyrex could be enough to take it out.
All right, there it is. There's the Ferrothorn. All right, the Ferrothorn has no Spadef boost. All right, so basically he clicked all Max Quakes.
just like we did.
Yes.
So I think just go for a Heat Wave.
Okay.
And high horsepower the Calyrex.
And we're gonna hope this is enough.
Yeah, we're gonna hope it's enough.
I think it lives on red, but we're gonna try. I assume the Ferrothorn protects. Or maybe he doesn't.
I think Heat Wave is stronger than Eruption at this point because we're so damaged. But
Ferrothorn go. Oh.
Okay.
All right.
That did a good chunk.
Oh, he crit me.
I was like, that did a lot.
All right, Torkoal does connect, so the Ferrothorn should go down here. It does. That did nothing to Calyrex.
Yeah, that didn't do much at all, did it?
No, it didn't. All right, and here's the high horsepower. So we are faster than it. Oh, that's all we need.
Ooh, that's okay. Okay, and he high horsepowered himself. So
he's gonna take Life Orb chip.
Yeah, so if we can hit our next high horsepower, we can win.
Yes. All right, and there's the Life Orb chip. Oh yeah, this is 100% game.
So unless we miss our 95 accurate move.
All right, well, if we do, I'm going to Christmas vacation early, so. All right, unless this was a speed tie that. Oh, okay, I was going to say.
He's going for the double. He's going for the double. It's his only way out, so I respect it.
I was almost going to say, like, there's no way it was a speed tie the entire time. How many? Oh, there's one turn left.
He's going for the double, so he's taking his outs. He's going for a win here.
Let's see it. Does he get it? Does he get the double? He does not get the double.
Doesn't. Do we hit the high horsepower?
Yes, we do.
We do. Yeah, baby.
Woo! All right. So we almost fumbled because I couldn't click a button in time, but we'll take it. GG's
it worked out.
to Alfonso.
Yeah, let's show it off, right? We might be able to. Actually.
Oh, all right. Salamence, Kartana, and Gastrodon. Wow.
So go Calyrex, Riolu. I actually think this is a good game to bring Riolu and Calyrex.
And what makes you say that?
Because the only fake out he has is Incineroar. And Calyrex can easily take on Kyogre if it's Dynamaxed, and it can take on Regieleki if it's Dynamaxed. It can take on that, and then Riolu, if he doesn't lead Incineroar, has the ability to just Copycat Trick Room, to set up a quick Trick Room, or even raise Calyrex's defenses in the weird scenario where I need to fight this Kartana without Trick Room.
Okay. I would assume the Torkoal comes in the back.
Yeah. So then I'll bring Torkoal and I'll bring Amoongus. Those are kind of the core four of the team when I'm doing this mode.
Okay. Let's give it a go. All right. Y-Sug. E-Sug.
Yeah, the worst one.
If he goes a Lecky Incin, what's our plan?
If he goes a Lecky Incin, they usually just fake out into Riolu. They don't want Riolu to do what Riolu does. And so I will honestly, so right here, I'm just going to protect the Riolu, and I'm just going to Max Quake into the Kyogre. I'm not afraid of the Flare Blitzes because I'm in the rain, right? And if he Flare Blitzes me, he activates my weakness policy. Right now, my threat to my team is the Kyogre.
Okay. So we're going to max, even though we're -1. That's fine. We're going to do it again.
Yeah, we're gonna max even though we're -1. So we're gonna Max Quake into the Kyogre.
Okay.
And just protect the Riolu.
All right, here we go. Protect we shall. Okay, here we go. We max first, which means he didn't max.
Right. They usually don't. They usually go for the fake out water spouts.
I would too. Just deal some chip damage and then have Kartana come in the back and finish the game.
Right.
We'll see. Did he go for it? Is he going to expect the protect? Riolu protects. Did he go for the fake out? He did.
He did. Riolu don't usually carry protect, I've noticed. So people will always just fake out into it thinking it's kind of free. It's kind of like when Whimsicott has protect. You don't always expect them to have protect.
All right. We got chipped from the water spout. And we are going to Quake here. -1 Quake, but it still should do something to the Kyogre. That's actually pretty good damage.
Yeah, it's not bad.
For -1. Alright, now we got a good Spadef boost. Alright, so Fake Out is off the board for him, Preston.
Yeah,
now what do you want to do?
So now we're gonna max guard, but the Trick Room, so the top one.
Oh, this one, huh?
Yeah. And then Copycat with Riolu.
Okay. So we just click on Riolu, right?
Yeah, so just click yourself.
Okay. I have yet to do this.
No,
so
like when I first started playing on cart with this team, I was like, how the heck do I get this to work?
All right. There's the Trick Room.
This will give us an automatic Trick Room.
And he stays in with the Kyogre. Oh, there's the parting shot.
Yeah, there's the parting shot.
Beep.
Which is good because now we can do a bullet punch into our own Calyrex to activate our weakness policy. And we can max Quake into the Incineroar.
He couldn't even kill the Riolu.
I know. So yeah, so go ahead and max Quake the Incineroar.
Yep.
And bullet punch our Calyrex.
The combo at long last. There it is. Beep. Okay. Yeah. And now the main threat to Calyrex, the Incineroar, is now gone.
It's now gone.
All right. And now we did get a +1 after -1, but because we got the kill, now we're back to +2.
+2 special defense. He's locked into Water Spout.
Yep.
I
don't know. Is he Scarf? I don't think so.
He might be. If he Water Spouts here, then we'll know.
All right. Let's see. He does Water Spout.
So yeah, he Scarfs. He has to be Scarf.
Well.
So that is the end of our Dynamax.
Well, we're +2. And we have a Torkoal.
And we have a Torkoal. So I'm thinking, do I want to do Torkoal or do I want to do Amoongus? I think we do Torkoal. I think that's the safest option.
Yeah, we have to change his weather and let him know that this Kyogre is useless. There's the Kartana.
Right. There's the Kartana. So that's what I was like, does he send out the call? I was like, does he send out Gastrodon? Because I'm like, I feel like he might bring it, or does he send out the Kartana? I was more scared of the Kartana, so Torkoal was the choice. So now we just spread move him to death. We just Glacial Lance and Eruption.
All right. And does he click the forfeit button?
He might click the forfeit button. And if he does, then that would be a great end to the episode.
Battle was canceled. He does that. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, now we're in the Pokepaste section of the video where we had some fun with Riolu at the end. The shenanigans that we got to pull on our opponent. And overall, pretty cool squad. Fun way to use Calyrex Ice. So, Preston, aka SnoozeVGC, thanks for joining us on the channel. Now let's start with Calyrex. You chose it as your restricted. How did you pick the rest of the team?
So actually how I got this team was I didn't even start with Calyrex. I started building a team around Zacian and Lapras because that was when we had this series before, that was kind of like one of the more dominant compositions. And so I was like, I'm gonna try this out. I'm gonna see what it feels like. And I was actually playing on the ladder, and I played against somebody else who was using Riolu Calyrex, and I got smashed. I got absolutely destroyed. And I was like, dang. I was like, that was actually pretty sick. And so I was like, I'm gonna actually build a team around that. So I picked Calyrex and I picked Riolu to start a new team with. And obviously I was like, okay, so they got coaching, bullet punch, protect, and trick room, copycat. I was like, these guys work really well together. I can put up a quick trick room with max guard Calyrex. I can, bullet punch to proc my own weakness policies, or even coaching to let me survive Zacian Behemoth Blades at +1. And so I was like, these are really good. But I kept having this issue of steel types like Zacian and Metagross that were really giving me some issues with Calyrex. He even half the time at +1 or +2, sometimes I couldn't pick up a Metagross, and it would just really give me a lot of issues. So I needed another really good fire type that I could use under Trick Room. And so I went to my Golden Boy Torkoal to basically kind of cover that steel weakness. that Calyrex had, and to just be like another Trick Room threat. So I like to have more than one way of working inside of a mode, and so I didn't want Calyrex to be my only Trick Room option. So Torkoal is really good for the changing weather against Kyogres. Eruption just does huge damage to a lot of things, takes care of my Zacian problem, and has just been really good overall. And also with the Earth Power to help. I used to have Yawn, but I ended up going with Earth Power because I was also having some trouble with Incineroar. So I wanted ways to hit Incineroar with Earth Power. Then I went with Amoongus. I was having trouble with other Torkoals on other Trick Room teams. And so I was like, what's a way that I can just kind of make sure to take care of these Torkoals and these Stakatakas that are so like much slower than the rest of my team? And I did some thinking, and I went back to 2019, I think it was when Iron Ball Amoongus was actually really popular to take care of Stakataka, because you could spore it because you're slower. Mm-hmm. So I put Amoongus on there, I put the Iron Ball on there, and that way I'd be slower than all the other Torkoals, I'd be slower than other Stakatakas, and I can spore them before they can attack. It also let me Pollen Puff my Torkoal to get full HP if I had been damaged before, so I could do max power eruptions. And then the last two, the Entei and the Mimikyu, I was really having a hard time with fire types like Rotom Heat. They were giving me a lot of trouble. I didn't have the power to hit them. A lot of the time they use safety goggles, so I couldn't even spore them. And so I needed something that could pair well with Mimikyu as a secondary lead, and Riolu, so that I could either Trick Room and have a way to hit these things with Stone Edge, or I could even go Mimikyu Entei and start coaching my Entei, because it can't be intimidated, it can't be faked out, so I wasn't worried about Intimidate from Incineroar, and I can start Max Quaking, and I can start Stone Edging, and it really helped me take care of those issues. So that's the reason Entei's on there, is because I had a hard time. I was still struggling with Incineroar, and I was really struggling with Rotom Heat with safety goggles. I needed a way to hit them.
Okay, fair pick.
Yeah, fair pick. And then my last pick was Mimikyu, because Calyrex Ghost was so hard for me to take care of. It hits everything on my team for so much damage. We all know how strong it is. They always would pair it with something with either like Indeedee, so it could follow, like redirect the copycats, or fake out, so I could, do my copycat. So I needed something that couldn't be taunted, and something that could take a Calyrex ghost attack. What's the move called? Astral Barrage. It could take an Astral Barrage, and it threatened Calyrex by itself with Shadow Sneak. So it took me a while. I actually tried a lot of different Pokemon before I got to Mimikyu, which after I got to Mimikyu, I was like, duh, why didn't I just use this first? And so Mimikyu is really good. Mimikyu and Amoongus is a third lead that I have when I can't lead Entei and I can't lead Calyrex and I can't have Riolu help out. It's a good lead because what it does is I'm able to threaten a Spore and get a Trick Room, or Rage Powder to draw away attacks and get up a Trick Room. I kind of didn't use it very well in our first game in this episode. He had a lot of fake outs, which meant Amoongus couldn't really do a whole lot, which made a Mimikyu kind of useless. It kind of just sat on the field, did nothing, and I was forced to try to make a play so that I could get back in the game, which can be the downfall of this team. So one of the cons to this team is that unless you are really good at I guess utilizing your Trick Room, the team can be stalled out pretty easy. Like if they go Amoongus and Mimikyu and they're like, well, they're not doing any damage, I'm just going to protect, rotate, intimidates, and fake outs, and they can't do anything. Boom, Trick Room's done. Now they just kind of sweep you. So you got to be really smart with how you're going to be using your Trick Room and who you're bringing with you, or else what happened in the first game will happen to you all the time. You'll get stalled out, you won't do any damage, and then you won't be in a position to set up your Trick Room again, and you're gonna lose the game. So you got to be really careful about that. But the team,
okay,
the team does really well. You can see that the EV spreads are actually really simple. I don't like to make really complicated EV spreads unless there's something that I'm specifically trying to live.
Yes, we have a super secret elaborate spreads here.
Yeah, super secret spreads. So I did, everything is almost 252 HP. That's gonna be used in Trick Room. Obviously we all know why. Torkoal max special attack because I got to do as much damage. Amoongus, I just did a general kind of like balanced defense, special defense EV spread just so it can live. I focused more on the sassy nature so that I could take more special attacks from things like Calyrex Shadow Rider, Kyogre, Regieleki, things like that. Calyrex Ice, I invested a little bit, 100 EVs into special defense just to give it a little bit more survivability versus the same things, those hard special attackers. And I did 156 attack Brave Nature because that's when it hits the bump. That's when it hits like it gets an extra 2 EVs instead of just the 1 for the 4. You know what I'm talking about?
Yep, I know that one.
And so that's what I did that because it hit that mark. And then Mimikyu 252, can be quick, can be used outside of Trick Room if I need to. Shadow Claw and Shadow Sneak. I did Shadow Claw because there was a lot of times when I was testing that that Phantom Force would I'd miss that turn and I'm like, I wish I could have just attacked for 2 turns in a row because I could have. And so I went with Shadow Claw because it just meant I could attack more. There wasn't very many times when I wish I had Phantom Force, honestly. Shadow Claw's been perfectly fine.
Okay.
And then Entei, same thing. I think I made a mistake. It's supposed to be 4 HP, not 4 special attack.
I was going to ask about that.
Yeah, and on the spread, it's messed up. It's supposed to be extreme speed and not extra sensory.
Okay. Well,
so that's just a little mistake on my end when I sent you the paste. But simple team, really fun to use. Most of the time when you use it, you want to first look, can they beat Calyrex Riolu? And if you know, then you just leave Calyrex Riolu. If they can beat Calyrex Riolu, then you go, can they beat Mimikyu Amoongus? And if they can't, then you go, Mimikyu Amoongus, and you usually bring Torkoal, Calyrex in the back. And if they can beat those 2 leads, that's when you got to start looking at Entei Riolu or Entei Mimikyu. So that's kind of the thought process of team preview when you're with this team, is you go through each lead first to see if they can beat it, and then if they can't, then that's your lead, and you kind of have a flow chart from there. If they fake out, you protect, max guard next turn, Copycat. If you're still alive, bullet punch, win the game, type of thing.
My question here is, can the Amoongus live a Flare Blitz from a 4-attack Incineroar?
I think so. I think it has lived one before. It can live a Flare Blitz. I think it also has a chance of living a Behemoth Blade. Okay. All right. Good to know. Yeah. And this is, and like anybody that wants to use this team, feel free to change any of the spreads. If you feel like, oh, actually, when in my opinion or in my experience, I want my Amoongus has taken a lot more physical attacks, go ahead and switch that around. Switch that to a defensive Amoongus. This is the thing about these teams is we all play a little bit differently. We all kind of have a little bit of a different experience with Pokemon, which is kind of cool because we all play the same metagame. So if you're like, oh well, this is a better spread for Entei, or I really like this spread for Calyrex, the core itself, the team won't change how it plays regardless of the spreads that you're using.
Well, remember, Preston, you're overestimating people. They're too lazy to change the spreads and make their own rentals. They want a rental given to them already perfect.
Yeah. And in my opinion, this is the best the team has gotten. I've played over 500 games with this team. I've done several Excel spreadsheets of matchups and things that I've done. This is the best the team's gonna get that I can do. And I think if you use this team, I think you'd have a lot of fun. It really is so much fun to use Riolu and to just use it to just destroy other people. You're just like, you can't stop me. I'm coaching you. I'm bullet punching. My Calyrex is +6 and it's turn 2. Like you're going down.
Yeah. It was a fun combo to use in the final battle. The opponent knew what was coming. He didn't want to deal with it.
He forfeited turn 3. He knew it was over. He knew he could not stop the Calyrex after it had gotten its helping hands from Riolu. And Riolu's been such a fun Pokemon to use. I think you guys would love it.
All right. Well, thanks again for explaining how the team was built and put together. So now we'll go into the rental code where you, the viewer, can try out this Riolu Calyrex squad. All right, folks, and there it is. There is the rental code for Preston, aka SnoozeVGC's Calyrex Riolu squad. Preston, once again, thanks for joining us on the channel today, and it was a fun squad to use. One thing I always like to ask is there anything about the team that you would change right now?
Yeah, I would change Entei. Entei has been really good to try to help with like Rotom Heats and Incineroars and all that, but I'm running into a lot less of those. I haven't run into a Rotom Heat on the ladder in quite a long time. And so Entei, I feel like might be, it might not serve its purpose as good as it once did on the team, trying to take care of those Pokemon. So I would probably switch it out for a different fire type, or maybe even just a different Pokemon completely. I don't really have one in mind that I'd like. I thought maybe like, obviously you could go with the face of Pokemon right now, Incineroar, because it gives you good like intimidate, and you can parting shot into other Pokemon and can kind of weaken your opponent that way. But if I were to change something, it'd be Entei. I think it's still really good. I think it still helps cover some things on the team that it could struggle with, but I don't think that it adds as much value as it used to.
All right, that's fair. All right. Now before we bid adieu, Preston, where can the viewers find you?
They can find me on Twitter at SnoozeVGC. They can also find me on YouTube. I upload every now and then. It's also SnoozeVGC as my YouTube. I try to keep everything cohesive instead of having several different names. So if you want to find SnoozeVGC, you can just search it on any platform and probably find me.
All right, we will put the credentials in the video description. Once again, Preston, thanks for coming in to the channel. And for those watching, we'll be back with another Series 11 video. Have a good one.